This story begins with him losing it all, losing his family, losing his kids, losing his business, and in the end, still have faith. Spafford was a successful lawyer, businessman, and a devout Christian. He lived in Chicago, that was in the 19th century, with his kids and a lovely wife called Anna. Spafford's life was marked by tragedy and loss due to the fire outbreak that happened in Chicago, that was in 1871, which claimed the life of his son and his estates and all that he has. Despite these setbacks, Spafford remains committed to his faith and continued to work tirelessly to help others, including those affected by the fire and those in need of spiritual guidance. In 1873, Spafford decided to take his family on a trip to Europe, hoping that the change of scenery and environment and the opportunity to meet with fellow Christians would lift their spirit. His wife and his 4 daughters boarded the ship and set sail for Europe. However, tragedy struck once again when the ship collided with another ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and sank, killing 226 passengers, including Spafford's 4 daughters. All 4 of his daughters perished, but remarkably, Anna Spafford, his wife, survived the tragedy. Those rescued, including Anna, who was found unconscious, floating on a plank of wood, subsequently arrived in South Wales. And upon arrival, Anna immediately sent a letter to her husband, which included the words, "Saved alone." On receiving Anna's message, he set off at once to be reunited with his wife. One particular day during the voyage, the captain summoned him to the bridge of the vessel. Pointing to his chart, he explained that they were then passing over the very spot where the ship had sunk, where his daughters had died. In that moment, memory rose like the sea itself, tidal and terrible. He saw the young girls in their bed giggling. He heard them whispering to each other during prayers. He felt the youngest daughter's hand pulling at his sleeve, demanding to be picked up. He saw Maggie, one of his daughters, reading aloud to her younger sisters. He saw Bessie, always the boldest, climbing too high and laughing in the wind. Annie's sweet voice singing hymns at dusk. And then he imagined the cold, the fear, the suddenness. He dared not dwell there. Instead, something stirred inside of him. It was not peace, not at first, but it was clarity. A whisper beyond the edge of grief, not denying the pain, but standing within it. It spoke not of answers, but of presence, that though the oceans had taken what he loved most, God had not left him. He stepped away from the rails, trembling, and returned to his cabin. Only then did the tears fall freely, but they were different from the tears of days before. These were not only for loss, but for surrender. A surrender not just to faith of what has happened, but to faith in Christ Jesus. It is well.